Hi there, and welcome to the video series for the MovingUp app. This is where we're going to be talking about contacts and conversations. And what I shared with you was just a real broad brush, an overview of what it is. What it can do is what I will provide in the next series of videos. So before we start, one of the things I want to bring up is the importance of efficient contact management and conversation, handling customer relationship management. So first, it's a centralized information. With a centralized contact information, you can ensure that the information is accessible, it's up to date within the organization. Any team member should be able to pick up where you might have left off, and we're going to have seamless integration. The other is an improved customer experience. We'll be able to handle conversation a little bit more effectively. Businesses can respond quickly, accurately to customer inquiries. You'll be able to improve your productivity, I believe, through a tool like this. Automation, smart organization, sales and support teams can prioritize their outreach. You've got segmentation, which is really important. Properly managed contacts. As an example, I manage websites for over 130 customers. So once a month or every other month, we send out, here's what's happening. I don't want my entire 2,000 plus list to get this email because it kind of gets into the details about how we manage websites. So really, I segment that to only our customers. So you can do this with a tool like this. You've got consistency in communication. You'll get some analytics because if you're sending out any email marketing, you'll be able to tell who's opening and who's not opening. People can unsubscribe themselves. They can set themselves up for any D&D or do not disturb, so that if you've got SMS or email marketing, they can opt themselves out. So it's a much more efficient method of managing your contacts. Then also from a legal standpoint as well. Customer retention is helpful as well. You're maintaining a higher level of customer satisfaction, which I believe is very key in any marketing strategy. Okay, so let's talk about contacts. I'm going to walk through the interface. We'll talk about importing, exporting, and adding manually contacts. Getting around a little bit, we'll go into the specific contact itself, and we'll talk about segmentation using tags and lists. So let's get started. This is the overall dashboard that you'll see when you come into all the contacts. We have the name, email. You should have a phone number. These are all fake emails. I just randomly added these. The day they were created, the last activity, any tags that you might have associated with them. To the top is where your navigation to go through these. You can change out the size if you want to see. You can then, if you've only got 50, you can click on to the next page or the next page. We'll start here on the top left. We have adding a contact, so you can manually add a contact. Most often we have systems in place on your website that is automatically adding contacts, even phone calls. We can change a pipeline. Again, this is more with our lead generation and site opportunities. You can add anybody to a specific campaign or automation. You can mass send an email if we have activated SMS marketing. You can mass send an email. You can mass add a tag, and you can mass remove a tag. And you do that by, you can do it this way, just select everybody in the list. You can, to the right is another section where you might filter. Filtering is best by tags, but there's a whole bunch of ways to do this. If you want to do by city, you can have city is, and you can put the name of the city, or you can reverse that, anybody that's not in a city. So that's one way to filter if you're trying to get a more sense of where, who, what. You can, a quick search is what I use a lot by phone number or email. At the very top, you will see these are smart lists, and over time you'll probably see these continue to be added. In one case, we've got what would we call spam. So sometimes when something comes in through a phone call or even an email, it's not the right lead. It could be a vendor, it could be spam. So you would want to put them into the unqualified kind of category, which again, I'll show you under opportunities. Or inside here, you would actually, we'll go into this, you can scroll down to the very bottom and add that specific tag. So just so you know, anything that's up on top here are called smart lists, and they are based on filters. You can create your own smart list. For example, let's have, I'm in a smart list, so it's already showing me the filter of that smart list. Now, if I want to have my own smart list, let's say I want to go by anybody that has a Yahoo account. I don't know. So I would do it by the field called email, and I would put yahoo.com. Hit apply. Now at the very bottom, you can see there's something, the button would be save as a smart list. And you can give it a name, hit save. And now you can filter Yahoo emails. You can do, if you've got cities, you can have each of your cities as a smart list. I like to create all the lead tags. Again, back over in all, I hit more filters and I search for the tag. I hit tag and I can search for maybe anybody that needed a follow-up, right? I hit apply and now we have a follow-up. So let me go, I didn't save it, so I'm going to hit my search again, my filter, and I'm now going to save my filter. So now I know anybody that's been tagged with follow-ups, these are my follow-up lists. At the very top, we've got bulk action. If you are importing a list or performing some kind of bulk action, you'll see that list here, and it just tells you what the progress is. If you've deleted anything, it will show up here just in case. And I'm not quite sure how long. I believe it's 24 hours, I believe, and you can put them back just in case. These are all of the tasks associated with everybody, all of the tasks for all of your contacts. So this is a great place to start. If you have different tasks associated with maybe a follow-up phone call, send an email, send the estimate, whatever you want to call that task list. Again, there's a lot of stuff that we can do inside automations. But for now, just from an overview, this is where you would see an entire list of all the tasks that might be assigned to you. Now, you can see everybody. You can see yourself. Me logged in right now. I don't have any tasks assigned to me, but if I were a manager, I want to know what everybody, so I can click clear all filters, and that way, just in case sometimes when you're checking things off, you might have a really long list, but if you just hit that clear all filters, everything kind of starts from scratch again. Go ahead and you can hit refresh maybe if you need to. There is a status. You can look at all pending completed ones. You can do it by due date. You can click inside and you can get more detail about that task, which opens up the actual contacts detail. And it'll take you right to the right where the actual task is. And let's just say I did send the email. I'm going to check it off. And now that goes away. Now let's talk about the individual contact records and all the information that you can see for every single contact. We start off at the very top. Now you can kind of close all of these different categories. So you just kind of shore everything up. I'll just start from the overview standpoint. We've got the contact information, which is typically, again, the name, their email, their phone, date of birth. You can put in a contact source. Again, normally that might be automated. Are they a lead or are they customer? How did you hear from us? This is typically, again, filled in. You can have any of these fields can be attached to a form that automatically gets filled in. If you had another discount code, maybe you had a landing page. But see, now here's the thing. This might not show up for you. Everybody might be a little bit different. So this is all done by a custom field section that we create for you. And we can organize this a little bit more. If I were to go back, I would probably move this into like a sales category, which is what all of these are. General information category, additional information, and this particular account is a moving and packing company. So we'll add very specific custom fields that we can add. And again, it's attached to forms. It can be attached to automations to have them completed automatically or removed. And we can do a lot in here. Again, a lot of this is custom fields that we create ourselves. There's more services. So if they've a from address, a to address, and any comments they might have left in the field. So this is everything that maybe the customer has completed, or maybe you have added somebody yourself. At the bottom are your tags. And back to what we talked about, having filters, this becomes a very important tool. So you want to make sure that that we're going to be using tags, be consistent with the tags you're going to use. There's our call spam, call wrong number, call no answer. And then of course there's somebody submitted a contact form. Maybe the job has been completed. Maybe somebody submitted a form and they were looking for a job. You can have more than one. I can click any of these and keep adding. Most of the time these tags are being automatically added through some automations and workflows, but you yourself can come in here and add tags yourself. So campaigns are typically things that are automated back to the workflows, which you don't see these here. If you have something, and we'll talk about opportunities, if let's just say Lisa is now put into a move scheduled, that would kick off a campaign, and that you would see that in that person's specific detailed, and you can see that if we had a campaign running, you would see the campaign that they were in. Opportunities will give you where they are, what opportunities they've been added to. So for example, there's 2 of them in this case. When we look back, we can see that person was added to the not qualified. They're in the not qualified pipeline of the new customer opportunity. You can manage that here as well if you want. I recommend just going into the opportunities and moving them into the pipelines. If somebody calls and said, I don't want to get any more emails, this is where you would turn that off. Now, if you send an email or an email campaign, or we have SMS marketing, there is a way for them to auto unsubscribe and auto not get messages from you. You would see that here. It would be checked off. Emails, meaning if I were to try and email this person, it wouldn't let me. If I tried to send them a text message or even a voice call, it wouldn't let me. You can see here, as things occur, different conversations, different activities that happen for every particular contact, you would see all of that happening in this kind of activity here. Now you can come here, which I would prefer. I'm kind of not digging that this is happening here, but you can see any activities that have occurred. And what you'll see is they have filled out a form, maybe they made a phone call, they clicked a link, and a lot of that will show up in the activity. Here's your tasks. You can click and add a task if you like. If you've got special notes about this person, you can add a note. This would show any appointments they may have scheduled in the past, the present, and the future. Any documents you want to upload, a proposal, a contract, anything that might apply to them. You can assign this to a particular salesperson if you like. You can filter any of these conversations. If I just want to filter by just like the emails, then I can do that. So I don't want to see every single activity that has occurred. I just want to see emails. I believe at the bottom there's any conversations would happen. So if I just want to see appointments even, of course I don't have any appointments for this person, but it would show as well. So these are just different filtering opportunities. Most of you probably aren't going to worry about a company unless you are working from a B2B level. Some moving companies work with apartment buildings, maybe a property manager or a construction company, a real estate firm, and so you might have a company on that. You can do that. You can certainly add any new companies in here, and that way the company, when you click over here, you can search for a company and see who's part of that company. Okay, I'm going to end the video at this point, and we'll begin the next video where I'm going to go into more detail about how we use the contacts and the conversations to email, send messages, and overall communicate with our customers. I'll see you in the next video. Later.